What is up, Silver Community? This is Barnon11970, and as always, I thank you guys for visiting my channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Alright guys, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm sure you know where I'm going to be going with this. I'm only stating my opinions. I don't know the person personally, but last time I checked in this world, we still have the right to our own opinions. Normally, I don't do videos that specifically mention one type of person. I've done that in the past, and I found it's just not a good thing to do. I've always taken them down. I think I've done maybe 3 or 4 of those in my entire history, going back to 2010. I just find it's never really good. But this one is a big time silver dealer now, and I'm just going to state my opinion. You may agree, you may not agree. Um, the first thing I want to say is he does have the right to sell his silver. He can charge whatever he wants. You know, there's for every seller, there's a buyer, and if there's nobody buying, then they are not going to sell for the prices that they get. So I just want to say that perfectly clear, that he does have the right to do what he's doing. With that being said, when I first discovered his channel, Truth Never Told, I thought it was an amazing site, and I subscribed almost immediately. He gave great information. He was alerting a lot of people, spreading truth, doing a lot of research, and I thought, excuse me, was helping the community, the silver community, and the truth movement. Now, years ago, I used to be cold call salesman. I used to work for a car dealership. I've done sales. I did that like the beginning of my teenage years to the mid 20s, and I realized what it's all about, got out of it, because there's not a lot of ethics when it comes to certain types of sales. Now, that's not everything, so I'm not here to judge. I'm basing it on the fact that I used to be the type of person that was like that, that would sell things, work on a commission, and the more you sold, the more you convinced people to buy your product, the more money you would ultimately make. I couldn't stand the people that were in the industry. I believed in being honest when I was selling something. I would deal with so many people that were corrupt and just cared about the almighty dollar, not the way I wanted to go. Chris Duane, like I said, was giving lots of videos of great information and getting a lot of subscribers. And a lot of things that he focused on was saying how we got to break away from the paradigm shift. We have to get away from the dollar. We got to stop, you know, worshiping the bank gods and the politicians and the wealthy elite, and the small guy, the little guy can win. Got a lot of people. But because I know the type, especially when I found out he was a used car salesman, I knew something was coming. And lo and behold, all of a sudden, he starts selling a whole bunch of silver. Now, if he would have done that in the beginning, I wouldn't have had the same problem as I have now. But it's the typical pump and dump scenario. And that's why people like Alex Jones and Max Kaiser, I no longer listen to these guys, because they all have the same kind of mentality. It's to use your emotion, basically trying to work you over, to build you up into a frenzy, thinking you're going to beat the system, and then miraculously have the very thing that they say will protect you and save you for sale. So when all of a sudden he started talking about his silver, I'm one of those people that knew right away that I wasn't going to buy it. First of all, I want people to understand something. If there is a potential collapse in the system, and there well could be, the majority of people out there, let's just say in the scenario of silver and gold will protect you, the average person out there barely even knows about the type of silver that is mainstream, like Silver Eagles, things of that nature. They are going to stay away from something they don't know about. And something like Chris Duane silver, even though it could be 100% legitimate, I'm not here to say. I've never bought one. I've never cracked it open to see it's legitimately. I've never had it tested. I want no part of it. But the average person on the street is not going to know if that's a legitimately made business. They're going to stay away from it. It's going to be very hard to change those in those kind of scenarios. But like I said, he has the right to do it. So for me, the problem I have is Not only is he starting videos to get a bunch of people and talk for weeks and months about how to fight the system, then all of a sudden comes up with the very same thing that you need, which is the silver to get rid of the banks, according to him and others. And then all of a sudden he doesn't have a problem accepting fiat currencies that he bashed and said we need to stay away from. Well, last time I checked, to be able to order some of his silver, you need to use a credit card, send him a check. In other words, give him fiat currency. Does anyone find that odd? Then to add to it, he puts a limit on your purchase. You must now, and you could look at his videos, you must now purchase a minimum order of 20 silver coins. Now, to me, that's a big slap in the face to all the people that are out there trying to make a better life. Because the average person that was watching his videos were not millionaires. They're not people that could buy hundreds of ounces at a time. There are people who can almost get by buying a silver dime once a month or once a week. And to go from one coin, which he said is a problem for him, boo-hoo, that probably means he's looking at the bottom line, doesn't want to end up paying a lot of people money that we can put in his pocket so they can have those orders out. Bigger orders means less people, more money in a group. I mean, like I said, I did sales for years. I know how it works. So if he was doing one coin from 5,000 people, that's a lot of extra shipping fees. That's a lot of extra people. There's a lot of extra boxes and the little popcorn things they have to put in and paperwork. If you bunch it up into bulk orders, a lot less to ship out, a lot less boxes, because you could put 20 in the same box you would put one in. And it's going to cost almost the same. Maybe anywhere from $1 to $3 more on average. So he's telling the little people who are the reason he got as popular as he has that your money is no longer good here. Because if you think about it, you're talking a minimum order of over $600 plus. If people want to keep allowing people like that to manipulate, it's going to be more, there's going to be more and more people out there trying to steal your money. And I have no respect for anybody that uses the whole fear agenda to profit off of it. I think anybody out there, like the Max Keisers, what he did with the silver in 2011, how he pumped it up, what he's doing with Bitcoins, and you will see there will come a day that Bitcoins will crash. And I guarantee you he won't be one of the people stuck with no money in his pocket. These are the people that take advantage of people like us who are trying to find a way to get out of this struggle that we're in. Because if you're financially sound, you don't really care. You'll be protected. It's the average person out there who barely gets by, who with this economy and what the government and the banks are doing, we struggle day to day, week to week, month to month, paycheck to paycheck, and we're trying to find a way to help ourselves. And there are people out there who take advantage of you. It's time we put an end to all of that. I think those people are just as despicable as the banksters and the governments themselves. Anybody who takes advantage of people to profit from it is somebody that should be ashamed of themselves. And like I said, this is nothing more than my opinion. I can have 6,000 people send me hate messages about this. I can have Duane make a response video. He can say whatever he wants. But to me, he is taking advantage of people by starting out by saying how he's going to be this educator and bring out truth. And then as he gets enough people, he all of a sudden has the silver, which he sells way over spot, and is now limiting it to how much you can buy. So the people that are poor and they're struggling, who are the ones that really need that kind of stuff, can't afford it now because they're not going to be buying 20 silver rounds from him. So he's telling you, you're no longer important to me. I'm now making big deals. I'm now making plenty of fiat currency, which I was warning you to stay away from. We need to get out of that paradigm shift. But I guess as long as you make a lot of money doing it, I guess it's okay. If he seem any different to you than a banker, to a politician that takes a bribe to pass a law or not allow a law to be passed, you make your judgment. I'm just making my opinion. If you want to continue to follow somebody like that who is selling you what he was trying to tell you was the savior of all, so he could make some profit off of the very thing he told you that we need to get away from, by all means, you have the right to do it. But I'll tell you this much, people like that will not get one dime from me. So that is my opinion. I'm sticking to it. You guys can conclude whatever you want. And if for some reason Duane ever found this video and started watching it, he can say whatever he wants, because you know what? He seems very arrogant at times when he responds to people. I've seen some of his comments. I've seen some of his videos. I don't subscribe to him anymore, and the only time I even watch anything from him now is when people send it to me. Arrogance goes a long way, but you know what? We don't have to put up with it. So that's my opinion. Whatever you guys want to say, leave your comments respectful. Like I said, he has the right to do what he wants to do, just like everybody does. But that doesn't mean we're helping the world to be better, and we shouldn't send mixed messages in the world. And that's why people may not agree with everything I say, but I'll tell you this much. I stick to my guns, and I'm not here trying to profit off of you by trying to spread fear. So maybe some people will appreciate that in the long run. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy your day, and peace.